PlayStation 5, a powerhouse of a machine. 825 gigs of SSD, 16 gigs of SD RAM, custom 8-core AMD Zen 2 CPU, and a custom RDNA graphic card with a variable frequency of up to 2.23 GHz, or whatever the fuck does that mean. The console was a success on its launch. You couldn't get a PlayStation 5 till a whole year after its release. It was like finding the One Piece.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
And scalpers, those slimy fucks, were having a field day. They were like Mr. Krabs with dollar signs in their eyes.
Oh, I can just smell the money already.
And Sony was fucking drip feeding the consoles into the market because of the great semiconductor shortage. So the only way you could buy a console was either by pure luck or from a scalper who'll ask for your firstborn and 10th mortgage on your house's payment. Matlab yaar, I tried to get a PS5 and the first time I couldn't get it because of how fast it was being sold out. But I didn't give up. With sheer perseverance and with my dad's credit card, I managed to get a PS5. I was giggling like a little kid on Christmas, except it was middle of summer for me. So instead of building a snowman in cold, I was in my room trying to survive the summer just so I can get my PS5. And thus the day came, the promised day. The local Sony center called and told me that they'll be coming to deliver the PS5. And after waiting for what felt like an eternity, the doorbell rang and it was there. The PS5. I even have a picture that my mom took. I mean, look at how happy I was, not knowing that there will be no fucking games for this plastic paperweight. I'm not kidding. If you look at the list of all the games released by the PlayStation Studios for the PS5, there are no fucking games. We're halfway through the PS5 cycle and the amount of games made for PS5 baffles me. Mind you, I'm only counting the ones that were made for PS5 and not PS4, and I don't care if it was ported later to PC as the game was originally made with PS5 in mind. But this is not the only problem with PlayStation. The lack of games is understandable. As the time goes on, the games get expensive to make and they do take a lot of time to make. I mean, Spiderman 2 took $350 million to make. I don't know why Spider-Man 2 was this expensive and the game was not that good.
Bruh.
From the pattern that I've seen, it takes around a minimum of 4 years to make a AAA game. This was observed for Cyberpunk 2077, where the development started after CDPR released Witcher 3 in 2016. And GoW Ragnarok also took around 4 to 5 years from the God of War remake. So in short, it takes time to make games. But you know what? Does it really take that long? I mean, RGG gave us 3 games in a span of 12 months. And they were amazing. I mean, I spent at least 30 hours in each game. Hell, I spent 100 plus hours in Infinite Wealth. And at the same time, there's one particular company.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't.
I know it's beating a dead horse, but GTA 5 released in 2013. That's more than 10 years ago. I was in school back then, and now I'm a working adult with existential dread. And they're still selling shark cards to kids. I mean, my life had more updates than fucking Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm real sick, John.
Anyways, I went off on a tangent. Like I said, the lack of games is not the only issue. It's the kind of games that's my main concern. And ooh boy, I've got a lot to say in that. Excuse me for my anger issues, but why the fuck does PlayStation keep doing this? Why is PlayStation so hell-bent on making every single game photorealistic and open world? Not every game has to be a 40-hour long open world. We don't need to have 5,000 fetch quests and a million collectibles to be found and a map that has the surface area of a Jupiter. We really don't need that. Just make a good game. It doesn't have to be realistic looking. It doesn't need to be open world. A good linear game is completely fine. These are some PlayStation Studio games. Tell me, what do you see?
내게 멈췄어. 빨리.
All of them have a lot in common. All of them have photorealistic graphics, all are open world, and are your over the shoulder action adventure games, and all of them got a million goddamn collectibles.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is?
I fucking hate collectibles.
This is the last fucking straw! I am going to fucking kill everybody!
Stop shoving them in my face. The thing is, even though all these games are made by different studios, all of them feel the exact same. And if you don't feel like that, then you're stupid and you should kick. I used to be a big fan of PlayStation. Like, you might as well call me a fanboy the way I used to worship Sony and PlayStation. I was Eric Cartman, down on his knees praying to fucking Mel Gibson.
I want to thank you for all the blessings you have brought me. You have shown me the way so many times in the past, and now you are making all my dreams come true. You give me strength where there is doubt, and I praise you for all you have done.
But my faith started being tested when Sony released Horizon Forbidden West. I was excited for this game. I love the first one, so it was kinda obvious that I'll be hyped for this one as well. And while the world was dying to market, I was slamming my head on the wall because Aloy won't shut up about every single thing.
I need to take care of any Eclipse guards still around.
Oh my fucking god, are you serious? Shut up.
I will be talking about these 3 games, so if you haven't played them, just skip the whole video from now. Usually when I'm playing a game, if I don't like it, I stop playing it right there as I don't want to force myself to enjoy it. I forced myself to complete Forbidden West. You know why? Because it costed 5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees is a lot of money. Doesn't matter if you're in third world country or in America, where it's $60 or $70. I mean, I could only remember America's name as the first world country. My geography is not the best, okay? I got a B in geography class in school. Sue me. Anyways, like I said, 5,000 is a lot of money. And when you spend a lot on something, you make sure you squeeze that shit for all it's worth. But Forbidden West bored me so much that I just wanted to complete it and delete the game.
Know your fucking place, trash.
I'll praise the game for its gameplay and visuals because those 2 things were done phenomenally. Forbidden West's gameplay is fun. They worked and improved it from the first one a lot. It's swift, easy to learn, and when you're fighting multiple machines or one very big one, that's where it truly shines. Visually, like when you've played a lot of games, you stop caring about visuals, and what matters to you is the art style. But like I said, praise should be given where it's due, and Guerrilla Games did an amazing job with the visuals. And this is where my praise for the game ends. The game is bloated, I'll come out and say. It feels big just for the sake of being big. You don't have to make such a big open world and fill it with stupid collectibles and tedious side quests to pad the playtime to 100 hours. And I'll be honest, Forbidden West was the reason I got video game burnout. I stopped enjoying other open worlds because of how fed up I was with Forbidden West. The story is a lot better than the first one, but I never really cared for the characters in it. Why? Because Aloy never cared. You are Aloy. The whole game, you follow her. So the only way you can interact with other characters is the way Aloy interacts with them. And she treats them like shit. I don't know what the writers were smoking, but we really didn't need this kind of character development for Aloy. Aloy herself is very self-centered, and she makes sure that you, the player, realizes that. Her whole character arc in Forbidden West can be summarized as, look at me, I know everything. It's unbearable. Which brings us to the dialogue. There's a lot of dialogue in this game. So much so that I ended up skipping half of it because holy moly, the characters don't stop talking. And Aloy comments on every single thing like a YouTuber reacting to everything.
Okay, so I just shitted my pants on God. I'll be right back. I'm gonna play a YouTube video and I'm gonna go change my underwear. Wow. Interesting.
Throughout the game, she's like, oh, look, a grass. Better take it to a dyer. Oh, look, there's yellow paint. I can climb here. Jesus fucking Christ, let me think. Don't spoon feed me even the most basic thing. And I haven't even touched side missions yet. The side missions in this game might be longer than the actual main missions. And they span the whole map. So it's not like you get a side quest and the objective is nearby. Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, no. No.
You have to travel 50 kilometers to kill 2 machines and collect something. Also, the NPCs that give you the side quest, they give you a big ass hour-long backstory. Like, man, I don't have time and I don't care about you, so just give me the objective. Okay, I think I got most of what I wanted to say out of my system. So let's move to the next one. I like God of War Ragnarok, but I have some quips, and one of them is common with Forbidden West. I don't have a problem with dialogue, my issue is with spoon feeding. Like, if you don't solve a puzzle within the first 10 seconds of getting to it, the game won't shut up about giving you hints.
You can probably use those islands to get a better angle on the torch, no?
Bro, can you... Oh my god. Like, can I experiment a bit? Hello?
Like, no shit, Einstein. I know I need to hit that fucking thing to solve the puzzle. You don't have to repeat it every 5 seconds.
Maybe you could try hitting the rope holding the block.
My other problem with the game was the ending. Now, I don't think this is a commonly frowned upon, but I don't like the ending of the game. Till the point you reach Asgard as Kratos, the game is really, really good. Except the Jotunheim part, I mean, it's better we don't talk about it. You see, in Norse mythology, on the day of Ragnarok, the great wolf Fenrir was prophesied to break the chains he was bounded with by the gods and defeat Odin. So you can tell that Fenrir played a big role in Norse mythology. Fenrir bits off Tyr's hands. Fenrir kills the All-Father and Fenrir ends the Ragnarok. But here in the game, Odin is not even aware of Fenrir. In none of the shrines that you see around the game is there even a mention of Fenrir. He dies at the start of the game and then later resurrected by Atreus, and after that you only see him at the end fighting the Einherjar. Einherjar. Wow. Now, I know Santa Monica took some liberty while creating the story, and that's completely fine. There are a lot of gaps in what we know about Norse mythology, and from what I've read around the internet, there are other versions of Norse mythology as well. So it's fine if they took some liberty. But in all of them, we know that the wolf Fenrir plays a big role. So that was my main concern with the ending. When the game was announced, I was excited that we'll get to see Fenrir fight Odin, and the ending, it just left me a bit disappointed. The main boss fight of Ragnarok wasn't even that good either. You're fighting Odin, the All-Father, and it's unclimatic as fuck. Like, you fight Thor at the front of the Great Lodge, but then you fight Odin at the same place. Like, you're fighting the big bad guy, so I assume you have to make this the coolest fight possible, but it felt like you were fighting some drunk old man outside a bar. Baldur boss fight in the first game was epic. You go all over the place, but here you don't even leave the Asgard. I'll be honest, I was expecting the fight to be taking place across all 9 realms. Odin with his ravens teleports and fights you in all 9 realms. I mean, how cool would that have been? But I mean, yeah, these were my main issues with God of War Ragnarok. I feel like they played a bit safe with this game. Like, I don't know any better way to phrase it. I mean, the game was a solid 9 for me, but the way they handled the Asgard part and the ending Asgard part of the game and the final boss, I mean, it became like a 7.58 for me. What happened to PlayStation, man? The first Spider-Man game was so good. How did they mess up this bad? The game looked banger from what they showed in the state of play. We had both Peter and Miles on the screen. But oh, Peter is different. And oh shit, he got the symbiote suit. And we also got our first look of Dr. Connors, aka Lizard. And overall, like, the gameplay was great. And on October 23rd, 2023, we got to experience this masterpiece. The intro was amazing. New York is in trouble, Miles and Peter teaming up together to defeat Sandman. It was like watching Avengers Endgame for the first time. It was that good. And then the game fell off. We get a very long Peter story mission, which drags a lot than it should have. Kraven is a weak villain. Whole game he's like, I want a worthy opponent. And when Venom comes, Venom is also not a good villain either. He's introduced way too late in the story and has screen time of that of an average FarCry villain.
My brothers, my sisters, they've been taken from me by a snake in the garden.
You hardly interact with Venom, who was supposed to be the main villain, as he's obviously underutilized. They added new areas in the game, Brooklyn and Queens, but they don't do anything. They are just two new areas where the devs can put another billion collectibles and dump side quests. Speaking of side quests, they are ass. I didn't like any other side quest or storyline except the Black Cat and Yuri's one. I think those two were the best the game had to offer. Again, I'll give praise, as I said, where it's due. The wingsuit was a nice addition. It was fun gliding across New York with as Peter and Miles. And I also like the characters, except obviously Kraven and Venom. Harry's was fine, not Venom. Like, I didn't like Venom at all. And to a point, I like the dialogue as well, especially when Peter is talking shit to Dr. Connors.
No wonder your family left you. You're not strong enough.
Oh shit. Boss fights were pretty good. I mean, the Peter versus Scream fight, I really like that.
Always about you. You can't keep a job. You can't pay the mortgage.
Arey yaar, ye to personal ho gaya. And the other fights were also good, with the exception of Peter versus Kraven and the final boss fight. I hated the final boss fight. It is the most unflashiest flashy fight I've seen. I was expecting the fight to be cinematic, Peter and Miles fighting Venom across New York, on streets, rooftops, subways. But nah, let's have the fight take place in a school gymnasium. Yeah, that surely will look cool. The reason I'm so pissed off about this fight is because in the promo art of the game, and even in one of the trailers, we see Miles and Peters fighting Venom in the middle of the city.
Neither will I. This is my power. My responsibility. I am Spider-Man.
And fuck you if you think I was wrong to believe we'll get a fight like this. This is false advertising. I agree with J. Jonah Jameson.
Who is Spider-Man? He's a criminal, that's who he is.
But you know what? I might consider forgiving Insomniac for all of this, but I'll never forgive them for what they did to the gadgets. They took away single-handedly the best gadget even Batman wished he had, the trip mine.
On the ground. Heads up, he's airborne.
Fuck you, Insomniac, you're dead to me. By now you can tell that I'm not a fan of Spider-Man 2, and to be honest, I kind of regretted getting the game as I didn't enjoy it as much as I was hoping for.
Armed and dangerous! Again!
Sony is sitting on a gold mine of IPs that they refuse to use for some reason. Sly Cooper, Jax and Daxter, Infamous, Motorstorm. Have you played Motorstorm? It's the most hardcore arcade racing game I've ever played.
Welcome to Motorstorm.
Then we have Gravity Rush, Siphon Filter, Parappa the Rapper. And obviously there's Bloodborne. Please, Sony, for the love of God, give us Bloodborne. Please.
Ares!
Give us Bloodborne.
My enemies and my life is yours.
In addition to all of this, I have few more issues with PlayStation. The whole PS subscription model and the price. A 12-month PS extra membership costs you 6.7 thousand rupees. That's a lot of money for the middle tier. The deluxe membership, which includes the classics, is 7.6 thousand rupees. The thing is, if you only play multiplayer games or you buy your games, then the subscription is clearly not worth it. They're also making some stupid decisions, like the one where they were forcing users to make a PS account so that they can play the PlayStation games on PC. They did take it back, but only after they were bullied. Wow, I guess bullying isn't that bad after all. Then they released Concord. Ew.
What the fuck?
They don't care about game preservation. The whole PS3 era library is basically lost into the abyss right now because of this stupid architectural decision of using cell processor. Then there's the price hike for games because there's no regional pricing. The games are pretty expensive here in India. The backward compatibility of said PS3 games, releasing a remote play handheld,
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
and releasing a pro version for $700 without the disc drive.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Sony needs to get its shit together because, to be honest, I don't see a reason to get a PS6 or whatever they call it in the future.
This person doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
All of these games will eventually come to PC, and the old games can be done with an emulator, and the games cost less on PC as compared to any console. So I don't see a reason to get a PlayStation in the future. That's all for this video. I really wanted to make this video since forever because I'm getting fed up with the decisions that Sony is making. And oh, also at the time of recording of this video, the PlayStation network was down for almost a day, and it was a weekend. I mean, it's fine, these things do happen, but over a weekend is crazy. I don't know, man. Subscribe, leave a like, comment, throw a slur at Sony. That's even better. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.